Hi Scorpio, how's it going? I hope you're doing awesome today. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Lynn, and I'm going to be doing a general reading for you today. So just take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm using 2 decks. We'll pull one oracle card from this deck and then 10 cards from this deck and do a Celtic cross spread. Okay. So, Spirit, what message do you want me to give Scorpio today, please? What message do you have for Scorpio today, please, Spirit? So your first message out is Angel of Balance, number 48, and it came out reversed. When a card comes out reversed, it just means you're getting extra protection from Spirit, okay? Let me move my little Buddha. And now I'm just going to pull all the energy of the cards, all the energies. Spirit, what messages, what other messages do you have for Scorpio today, please? So we'll pull 10 of these. You have 2 of Swords, 8 of Cups, 9 of Wands reversed, 4 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups reversed, Judgment, 5 of Pentacles reversed, 4 of Swords reversed, Temperance reversed, 6 of Cups reversed, and on the bottom you have the Ace of Cups reversed. Okay, awesome. So your first card that came out is the 2 of Swords. This card represents we'll do your oracle message at the end, okay? The 2 of Swords, your first card, represents your current situation. The message with this card is, whatever you decide, trust the outcome, okay? This is Libra energy. This card says you're at a crossroads. You're facing your fears. You're torn between 2 relationships. You're at a stalemate. You're stuck in the middle or caught in the middle. This is a card of balance. So don't forget about this message here, okay? So this card can represent a difficult situation. You're dealing with 2 conflicting ideas, 2 conflicting situations, or a challenging decision, but you're not willing to face the situation. You've closed your eyes to it. Rather than view it rationally, your emotions are distracting you. So Spirit is saying this situation would benefit more from a rational decision than from an emotional one. And again, it can represent a truce or a stalemate. Okay? Maybe you feel stuck, unable to move forward because you can't figure out with logic or intellect how to proceed, and you must rely on blind faith that the universe will handle things, okay? Feeling a bit stuck, Scorpio, for some reason. You may be maintaining the situation by putting up a facade, and you're ignoring the underlying tension that exists. This is an uncomfortable position to be in, but you aren't ready to do anything about it yet. Spirit wants you to speak up and communicate clearly. Change must take place. You do have choices. Remove the blindfold and look honestly at the situation. Stressful situations, the inability to move ahead, blocked emotions, difficult choices, denial, restraint. There's hidden information. You're not able to see the truth at this time. You're weighing up your options. You're at an impasse. It's a card of avoidance, tension, sitting on the fence, being at a crossroads. Then what's crossing you or challenging you or your situation or what you're celebrating is the Eight of Cups. Accept your situation without resistance is the message with this card. Okay? The Eight of Cups is represented by Pisces. This card is saying that you're walking away from something, a person, a situation, a thought. You're letting something go. You're leaving a bad situation. This is a card of abandonment, abandoning plans, introspection, loneliness, desolation, which means a state of complete emptiness. Spirit is saying a new perspective is needed. You have a lot of courage. Maybe you feel lonely. It's telling you to look deeper. This is a card of self-discovery. You're reaching your limit. You're searching for the truth. You're retreating, escaping. You have a lot of emotional strength. Spirit is saying with the Eight of Cups. Maybe you feel like turning your back on a situation. Spirit is saying that the only solution seems to be to turn your back on a situation and go in another direction. What's there isn't working as expected, or it just isn't important anymore. You know what you want, Scorpio, and you won't settle for anything less. You wish things were different, but they aren't, so you have to let go. Cut your losses and get out of a situation or a relationship that has failed despite your best efforts. It's time to turn your sights and your energies towards something that is likely to be more fulfilling, okay? This card represents a very small but powerful moment in time. You've decided you're going to leave something comfortable behind, and you've come to terms with it. You've decided what dream you're moving toward. The moment the one where you finally turn your back forever and before you take the first step is the Eight of Cups. Yes, it can be such a conflicted moment filled with sadness over leaving, yet you know you're doing the right thing. Okay? Accept your situation without resistance. And then your foundation message, what's the basis of your situation or foundation is the Nine of Wands. And again, it came out reversed, so extra protection from Spirit. This is Sagittarius energy. You're being stubborn. You're refusing to compromise. You're exhausted, fatigued. You have unsure motivations. You're refusing to give in. You're being rigid, defensive, paranoid. You're the last one standing. You have no fight left. You're at a stalemate. You're retreating, withdrawing. You're overwhelmed. You're giving up. This card could represent falling at the final hurdle, having a chip on your shoulder, a lack of courage, a lack of persistence, a lack of perseverance, dropping your guard. This card can suggest that you've invested a lot in something that turned out not to be worth it after all. It could also be letting you know that there's nothing you should be doing. Just step back and let time do the rest. In your exhausted state, you're likely to make a mistake, okay? Nine of Wands reversed. You are strong for as long as you need to be strong, okay? You may be fighting a losing battle. If so, again, Spirit is saying, cut your losses and get out. Whatever it is, it's over. And if it hasn't worked out for you, then move on to something else. Just learn whatever lessons you can from the failure and know that the wheel is always turning. Okay? being the last one standing, not learning from the past, giving up. But you have a lot of inner resources, Spirit is saying. Then your fourth card represents your past, but is relevant to your current situation. And you have the Four of Pentacles. Trust that you are always safe and protected, Scorpio. Okay. This card is Capricorn energy. You're guarded. You're possessive, being overprotective, being stingy. This is a card of stinginess, control, thrifty. You have boundaries. This card could represent financial security, materialism, again, feeling paranoid, isolation again, mistrust. Maybe you're penny pinching, saving money, setting boundaries. Maybe you have deep-seated issues or past issues. You're being frugal, conservative. You're keeping to yourself. The Four of Pentacles. Trust that you are always safe and protected. Spirit. Don't shoot the messenger, Scorpio. The messages are from Spirit, not me, okay? Spirit is saying that you can maybe be a little bit of a miser. You have so much. You have plenty, but you're afraid to use it, share it, or enjoy it. Something's threatening you, whether it's your own fears or someone trying to take what is yours. You're so afraid of losing what you have that you hold it too close. Your attitude towards your gifts, whether it's your money, your belongings, your time, or your health, has become twisted, controlling, and unhealthy. Or maybe this is how it was in the past. This card represents your past. You're hanging on to something, either your possessions or a situation, in a stubborn and inflexible matter. That's why they mention stubbornness again. Fear of change may be involved, or you may be merely comfortable where you are. But your fixed attitude may be limiting you and blocking new opportunities for success and happiness. This card can indicate a security conscious person who's holding tight to money and material possessions. You may fear that loss is in the offing, and you're trying to prepare yourself by closely guarding what you have, or maybe you're just being overly cautious and conservative in financial areas. Okay? And then maybe you're saving for big purchases or retirement. Your immediate future, what's likely to happen very soon in your life, is the Ten of Cups reversed. You have all you wish for in your relationships. Maybe you don't feel like that. Pisces energy. So you're getting isolation again. Third time now, Scorpio. Isolation, rocky relationships, conflict, domestic disharmony, keeping up with appearances, an unhappy home, separation, miscarriage, not wanting marriage or not wanting children, infertility, so losing your home, homesickness. This card talks about dysfunctional families, a lack of security, a lack of stability, a lack of teamwork, unhappy family life, non-traditional families, foster families, family secrets, shattered dreams, divorce, struggling relationships, infatuation. Delays and obstacles are blocking the happiness that you long for, but circumstances beyond your control may be the cause. And at the moment, there's nothing you can do but just keep a positive attitude. Hold tight and wait for things to change, because they will. Okay? This card warns that all is not well. Someone or something is disrupting the happy home, or an important component to your family life is missing. And then the outcome that you desire most in your situation, you got the Judgment card. This is a major arcana. This card is about forgiveness, purpose, acceptance, having a reckoning and awakening. Again, they're talking about homesickness, being rewarded for past effort, a rebirth, an inner calling. So Judgment provides a call. You're being called to face your past before moving on. It's time to acknowledge whatever has happened, accept it, and let it go. You have learned so much, Scorpio, and you've been through so much. You now have the wisdom and strength to free yourself from the past. A time for change is at hand. Maybe a new job, a new relationship, or a new way of life. But in this case, you are more in control. You've decided to heed the call. You have the experience and the knowledge to move forward. You just have to make your final farewells, your final goodbyes, okay? You're having a personal awakening, Scorpio. You're turning away from a traditional set of beliefs and towards one that better suits your personal philosophy of life. Judgment represents the end of an old way of life, a cycle that is finished. It's time now to seek a new direction, to make adjustments that reflect who you truly are. Okay, this is a positive card. It symbolizes regeneration and rebirth after a period of confusion and confinement. You may have felt dead in your old life, but now you have the unique opportunity to enliven yourself and your environment by making some changes, the appropriate changes. Scorpio, it's a time of freedom to be yourself. Okay? You've had a wake-up call from the universe, and now you're ready to step into a new phase of your maturing process. I like that. Your life is fairly settled now. You're letting things grow at a steady pace without hurrying the process. A new phase in your life is coming into being as the natural result of your maturity. You might be getting some important news that will prove beneficial, or you may be learning something new that will bring you joy and a sense of fulfillment. Your health is going to improve, and your problems are going to be easily solved. Look back with compassion for yourself. Okay, Scorpio? And then your self-image card, how you see yourself, is the Five of Pentacles reversed. Know that you are supported and never alone. Okay, this is Taurus energy. You're recovering from some kind of loss. You are making positive changes. You're recovering from losses. It's a card of forgiveness for yourself, forgiveness of others. Your relationships are improving. You're letting go of other relationships. You're becoming financially secure. This card represents a positive change, the end of hardship. You're making a lot of progress. You're paying off your debts. Your health is improving. You're being welcomed. You're being accepted. You're becoming employed. You're recovering from financial loss. Improvement in finances. Improvement in luck. You're being advised to get your house in order financially. Cut your losses any way you can to avoid further deterioration of your finances. If you're in debt, focus on getting it paid off as best as you can Be extremely careful of any future investments. Do not take any risks at this time. This card could also indicate that you no longer linger outside, but rather do seek the help and take advantage of opportunities to turn your situation around. Your environment or how others see you in your situation, you have the Four of Swords. Take the time you need to rediscover your vitality is the message with this card. The Four of Swords reversed, Libra energy. You're exhausted, okay? You are stuck. This is a card of stagnation, restlessness, burnt out, stress. You're in deep contemplation. Again, you're having an awakening. This card represents a release from isolation. You're re-entering the world, but you're not taking care of yourself enough. There's a lack of self-protection. You're not accepting counseling or support. You're losing faith. You're slowly recovering. You're healing. Some of you may feel like you're having a mental breakdown or a mental collapse. You're finding mental strength. You're rejoining the world. You're coming out of isolation. Release from isolation. You're not allowing yourself the rest and respite that you need. And if you continue this way, you could make yourself ill. You need a period of calm and quiet in the wake of a major disruption. Refusing to make time to recuperate, both physically and emotionally, will only worsen your situation. And the Four of Swords reversed can indicate a willful and unproductive ignoring of a situation. There's no refreshment, no insight. Instead, there is either denial or useless obsessing. Your hopes and fears is the Temperance card, Major Arcana, came out reversed. This card is represented by Sagittarius in the zodiac. This is about excess, a lack of balance. Remember, we already mentioned that. You have the Angel of Balance Oracle message I'll get to. Self-indulgence, recklessness. You're healing yourself. This is a card of self-healing, realignment. It's also a card of imbalance, recklessness, hastiness, a lack of perspective, a lack of balance. Temperance reversed implies someone whose behavior is out of control and very clearly immoderate. It can, although rarely, suggest that an extreme stance is called for. Things seem to be stalled and there's not much you can do at this time except to just let things work themselves out, which they will in time. Patience is the key. If you're trying to force matters, it will just cause bad feelings and poor results. This is a time to concentrate on blending the different parts of yourself into a new form. Temper extremes that throw you out of balance as well. And then you will find clarity through being calm, okay? Calmness. And then your future, if all is to remain as is the Six of Cups reversed. Scorpio energy. This is a card of forgiveness again. Moving forward, leaving home, getting your independence. It could also be you're living in the past, or you're stuck in the past, or you're letting go of the past and you're focusing on your future. This is a card of maturity, growing up. Also stagnation, lacking playfulness. You're resolving childhood issues, childhood abuse, stolen innocence. You're completing therapy, you're completing counseling. It's a general reading, so just take what resonates, leave the rest. It's a card of childishness. It could suggest changes in the immediate environment that will make you feel more secure. It could involve meeting new friends or making new associations. Scorpio, you're developing new emotional tools that will aid you in the future. And an important event is coming very soon. Maybe you feel wrapped up in nostalgia and you're not able to move ahead or feel satisfied because you feel like nothing will ever be as good as what you remember, or it can indicate that you don't remember your past fondly and you don't want anything from your past to revisit your present life. Okay? And then on the bottom of the deck you had the Ace of Cups reversed, and this card could represent delays or disappointments in love. Sometimes a new beginning doesn't develop as hoped. Maybe you're having difficulties in getting a new relationship or creative effort off the ground. Something you're trying to set in motion meets unforeseen and frustrating obstacles. Maybe this is not the right time to start something new, is the message with this card. And then your last message is number 48, the Angel of Balance reversed. In this position, the Angel of Balance comes with a loving warning that something may be seriously out of proportion in your life. It could be an important emotional component, such as the lack of self-acceptance or self-care. Remember, however, that when you put yourself last, the universe will do likewise. Receiving this card reversed can oftentimes be a warning of lost energy, calling you to relax more, sleep more, or even just drink more water. Investigate how you may be out of balance in your time and energy regarding the externals and internals in your life. Maybe you've been working too much, or you've been too obsessed with a relationship or with relationships or with money. This loving angel can help bring you the courage and wisdom you need to break such toxic patterns. Meditate on the angel's presence and visualize her pouring a beautiful liquid light through all your chakras, balancing them and bringing you peace. Remember that you always have the power to bring things back into peaceful balance. The affirmation with this card is, I live a balanced and centered life. As I care for myself, the universe cares for me also. Okay, Scorpio, so that is your reading. If this reading resonates with you, if you could please like, share, leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts on this reading. Sending you a big hug, and I will see you next time. Take good care. Bye.